In today's live, we it's gonna be more of a story time. So I'm gonna go through a couple stories, cover a couple things, because if you guys haven't noticed, yesterday we got some big news. Acura showed the prototype of the Acura RSX, so I do want to cover that. But I'm gonna go through one of my stories on, like some of my canyon, when I used to be a canyon carver. Is that what they called them? But yeah, I wanted to go through and just kind of the stream, just kind of talk about that. Another thing is that for next week's stream, my streaming time is gonna change, guys. We're gonna switch the streams over to afternoon streams, so should be good. They're still gonna be on Fridays, so next week's stream is gonna be in the afternoon. This is gonna be the last, I guess, morning stream, if you guys want to call it that. But yeah, that's gonna be plans for the upcoming streams, and for this stream, that's what we're gonna cover. I got some good stories, guys, because a few of these stories, I don't even think I almost made it back home, so I probably wouldn't even be here on the stream with some of those stories, because they all happened when I was a lot younger. I guess one kind of happened recently, but it wasn't anywhere as crazy as some of my other stories that I've covered. But still, there were stories where I almost didn't make it home, you can say that. But yeah, it should be a fun stream. I'm gonna be here for about an hour. We'll try to do an hour stream. But yeah, it should be overall a really good stream. And for anybody watching the replays, welcome to the stream. And it's gonna be a good one. So I want to start off with probably one of the scarier stories was when I spun out, and when I used to be going up the canyons with my RSX, and kind of doing probably stuff that I shouldn't. But looking back at it now, after I made it back home and everything, it was fun, and it was a fun thing to do. It's you're a little more reckless when you're younger, I guess, because now I don't even go to the canyons no more. I don't like to, because of some of the things that happened to me. But yeah, starting off with the first story, this goes back to when I was just an 18-year-old youngster. I'm 30 now, so I'm calling myself a youngster back then. I was learning to drive stick, guys. This was 2 weeks after I bought my RSX, and I was with a big group. We all met up at like a McDonald's right before going up to the canyons. And for anybody that's just coming in, I want to welcome you guys. I think YouTube's just sending out the notifications, so I want to welcome you guys to the stream. It's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna be telling you guys some of the scary stories, and not really scary, it's just reckless stories from when I was younger. And if you guys are enjoying the stream, go ahead and please leave a like. My goal for this stream is going to be 20 likes throughout the stream. We're going to be on here for about an hour, so it should be a good one. And if you guys want to chime in with your own stories, I'm all ears, because I know people do reckless things up there, and I'd like to hear what your guys' story is. So I'm starting off with the first one. I was 18. I had just bought my RSX. It had been at least 2 weeks since I had just bought my RSX, and let me tell you guys, I was not a good driver. I should not have been doing any of that, because I had no business doing that. I was a new driver, and so yeah, I was with the pack, so that should tell you red flag from the start. Usually, now that I'm older, if I'm going to the canyons, I'm gonna go up there with people who I know are at my level of driving. Not so much, other more skilled drivers. They've been driving for 10 years. They know that road like the back of their hand. So yeah. And let me know, guys, if there's any audio issues. I don't think so. I have my mic hooked up, so hopefully the audio is good. But if there is any issues, please chat. Let me know. I would like to know. But yeah, going back, I was 18. This was my stock RSX Type S. I had just bought it. I was very limited on my driving experience. Jag you, what's up, man? How is India? Let me know. I get a lot of people that come onto my stream and they're from India. So it's really interesting that you guys watch my streams over there. So I hope you guys enjoy the streams. But yeah, I was 18, new driver. Had no business riding in the pack of other drivers that had already. They were all older than me. I was the youngest in that driver, and I had just got my car 2 weeks before I went up there. And so we're going up. We met up. We head up as a pack. I'm in the middle of the pack, guys. So, and I can't remember. I want to say I had one of my friends in the car with me, and we're going up. Like, these guys, you know, they're not treating it like a track, but they're splitting lanes. So it's a 2-lane road up the mountain road, because that's where we're going. We're going up the we're going up the mountain road, guys. So we're going up, and we're about 10 minutes in, so we're already, you know, at a good like height of the canyon. And like, we're going, and I'm getting a little nervous, guys. I'm getting a little nervous. I'm driving faster than I felt comfortable at the time, and I remember thinking that. And I remember some of those turns I would go into, it just didn't really feel I didn't feel confident as a driver at the time to be doing that. But I'm in the middle of the pack. I'm seeing that the car in front of me is building this big gap in front of me, and we're all gonna get up to the canyon, and I don't want them coming at me complaining, you know, that I was holding them back, because some people are like that, and you know, some people are more experienced drivers, so I understand. It was really my fault. I should have just said I'm gonna be in the back of the pack, but you know, you're 18, you feel like you got something to prove or something. I don't know why I didn't say anything. But yeah, the parkour brothers, what's up? Mingma Tamang, what up, bro? Hope you guys are having a good Friday. I am. Where am I from? I am from California. Where are you from with that interesting name? Again, guys, if you guys are enjoying the stream, please feel free to leave a like. It's gonna be more of a story time stream. I am saying that next Friday I will be live again on Friday, but it's gonna be an afternoon stream, guys. But you know, I'll be on here, so it should be good for next week. But for this week, we're doing this live. And yeah, I'm going over. So yeah, we're up in the canyons, and I'm in the middle of the pack. The drivers in front of me, they're pulling. The gap is getting big, and I have a line of cars behind me, and I remember I started kind of thinking, like, should I just pull over, let everybody go? But you know, I guess my ego was too big. I didn't, or my pride or something. I just didn't want to do the right thing, which would have been to pull over and avoid this whole situation. But I didn't. I'm like, I gotta try and stay as close as with them. And let me tell you guys, these guys, at some point in the drive, I hit 100 miles an hour on a 2-lane road in a stock Acura RSX, guys. It wasn't souped up to where, you know, the acceleration is gonna get me to 100 quick and then I'll stop. So there's this straightaway in that canyon that I gunned it. Everybody was gunning it. Like, we were all driving super reckless. It was like 2 in the morning or something, like midnight. It was past midnight, because that's when I used to go up there. We would do it at that time just because we wanted to kind of not have other cars up there, and you know, try to keep it as safe. Like, there's less traffic. We could see traffic lights coming, because we were all taking both lanes. So we would, in the middle of a turn, we would go and we would hug the other lane. So if somebody else was coming down, you know, we would have crashed. Luckily that never happened. And but yeah, so we're going, and at some point up there I'm hitting 100 miles an hour, and that's when I look down and I'm like, yeah, I just got my car 2 weeks ago. I'm 18. I did have about 2 years of driving experience, but nothing like this. Like, before that, I was driving my mom's minivan. So I went from a minivan to my RSX, and now I'm in the canyons doing 100 miles an hour. So just saying it out loud, you know, it's a bad idea. But you know, we're doing it. I don't want to let off, because like I said, I have a whole pack of guys. It wasn't just like 1 or 2 cars. There was like 5+ cars behind me, and I could tell that I was going a lot slower. GGYY, hello. Hope you're having a good Friday. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream and are enjoying your Friday and getting ready for your weekend. But yeah, we're going up there. I got 5 cars behind me, a minimum of 5 cars behind me. And what ended up happening is I go into the turn. I remember I looked down. I was doing 40 miles an hour, and I thought it would just be not such an aggressive U-turn. And so I'm thinking 40 is going to be good. You know, I'm going to be able to go around it. I'm going to jump into the other lane, but there was no cars coming down that I could see. I didn't see no headlights or anything. So yeah, we're doing that. And so I go through this turn, and what ended up happening is I braked in the middle of the turn. Rookie mistake. Looking back at it, that was the rookie mistake. That's what almost sent me off the cliff, guys. You're not supposed to brake in the middle of a turn, let alone suddenly brake, because what happened is you're turning, so your front wheels stop, but your rear wheels are still going, because my car is front wheel drive. So I stopped the front wheels, but the rear wheels kicked and went like that. So I remember when that happened, man, I tried to counter steer so fast, and I ended up hurting my shoulder, because I had hurt my shoulder when I was in high school and it had dislocated. And I tried to counter steer so I wouldn't go off the mountain. But I remember, guys, I was so scared, and I had my friend in the car too. I'm sure he was scared of what happened, because I remember after I asked him, like, dude, like, my bad, like, I messed up, you know, like I could have killed my friend, and luckily that didn't happen. But like, it was a tricky situation. So the wheels kick off, but luckily, and this canyon has a ton of corners where there is no shoulder. But luckily, what ended up happening this time is I spun out, but there was a shoulder, guys. So I spun out, and I ended up on the shoulder, and it was all dirt and everything, like a cloud of like dust, and it's midnight, but we could still see it because of all the cars' headlights and stuff. And like, the cars behind me stopped, and like luckily I landed on the curb. And you know, I remember I was so scared, I didn't even get out of the car to check. I just put it back in gear and then continued on my way. But better believe I was going up 25 miles an hour after that. I was not speeding, and when we got up there, one of my friends came up to me and he asked me, like, hey, are you okay? Like, I heard you spun out, because he was in front of the back. I think he was the main one in the front. And then he came after we made it up to the canyon and to our little kick spot. Woolen Virus, hello sir, please give me money for buying waif in India, please. Sorry, brother, funds are tight. But you know, hopefully, you know, you can earn your money, and you know, nothing wrong with that. But yeah, back to the story. Like, he comes up to me, he checks on us, and then we're checking the car. Luckily, nothing happened, guys. We went off the curb, and there was a little bump on the curb, but nothing happened. Thank God nothing happened. But so that was my first story. That was like red flag number 1. I was an 18-year-old, 2 years into driving, and I had no driving experience to be driving like that. So hopefully you guys are learning from my mistakes, and you know, that's why I usually tell people, like, just pace yourself as a driver, especially if you're so young. Like, I don't think anybody would expect a young driver to have like spectacular driving experience. Like, if you're 18, 20, even in your early 20s, I'd be more surprised if you were really a good driver. I'm your daddy. Are you Moroccan? No, sir. I guess I'm Hispanic, from Hispanic descent, but I live in California. So yeah, I don't expect people spam the emotes, guys. I always forget to ask for them, but hey, you guys are awesome, and you guys are always doing that stuff. If you guys are enjoying the stream, enjoying the stories, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I go live every Friday. Next Friday I'll be live in the afternoon, but yeah, feel free. All that goes far for the channel. I enjoy coming on to these live streams and hanging out with you guys, and it's a good time. But yeah, so that was the first story. And if you guys are young, pace yourselves. There's no rush, because that could have easily ended really horrible had there not been a shoulder. And looking back at it, I go up that canyon still, and there are so many turns that are like that turn that don't have shoulders. And I know people that have gone off the cliff, and they get hurt and stuff. So, and you always hear about it because I live about it, and you know, it's something that happens, and it almost happened to me. And you would think that I learned, but I didn't, because there is a second story that I'm gonna cover. But first, I want to talk about some big news that we got, guys. If you guys seen, Acura announced the Acura RSX prototype. They did that yesterday, and I don't know, guys. Chat, what do you guys think? Are you guys rocking with the new RSX? Because I got something to say about that one. I'm not a big fan. It's gonna be, the new Acura RSX is gonna be a SUV, all electric SUV, guys. Personally, I think they should have just renamed this something if they wanted to put out an EV. Nothing wrong with EV cars, guys. I got nothing against the EV cars. But you know, if you're gonna make an RSX, you would think it'd be a car, not an SUV. And the previous RSX was a sporty coupe, or no, is it a sporty hatchback, I think. And they're coming out with an SUV, which is two different things. You know, one's a car, one's an SUV. And if they wanted to bring it back, personally, I think they should have renamed it. They have a ton of other, you know, SUVs lineups, but they're using the RSX name, and I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I think it kind of, you know, it's really different. I'm not a big fan of it. Definitely not picking it up. It's because it's an EV car, and it's inconvenient for my situation. Like, I don't drive that much, so I don't really need an EV car. I drive about maybe less than 5 miles to work. So, you know, paying for gas, it's not, I don't pay that much a month for gas. But if, you know, and it's an SUV, I don't know, guys. If you guys are rocking with it, feel free to let me know. But I kept seeing that yesterday, the new RSX EV, it's not for me. Bro, close the window. The air is running through your sound. Interesting. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna turn it down. I have a mic, so hopefully that helps. Let me know. I turned the AC down, so if you could let me know if you're still getting that, that'd be awesome. But the new RSX, and it's supposed to come out next year, 2026. They're supposed to come out with the new RSX. It's an SUV EV. I like your cut. Like my haircut? Thank you. Thank you, Ryan. But yeah, I'm not gonna be picking it up. If you guys are rocking with it and are looking forward to it, let me know. But personally, I think Acura kind of dropped the ball on it. Nothing against SUV EV guys. They have their market, and if that works for you guys, then that works for you guys. But for personally me, I'm not rocking with it. I'm gonna pass that one and pretend I didn't hear about it, because I got an RSX. I have two Acura RSX, guys, and you know, I don't want to. They're two different cars. I don't know why they would do that, but anyways, I wanted to cover that. But let's go back to story time. Let's go to the second story. Now, this happened in the same mountain, guys, the same mountain road, and I did have a little more driving experience. But let me explain the situation, guys. I'm a competitive guy. If you guys have seen any of my like videos, like I like to race, I like to do stuff like that. I like to do stuff that's competitive. So this is what happened. We're on the downhill. It's me and the same friend that I had in the car with me on the first story, where we spun out. Now he has his own car. He's got an A86. If you guys know that car, it's the Corolla, but the Corolla that everybody wants. At least back then. I don't know. I don't really see it that much now, but back then it was a really big car. Let me know, guys, if you guys are having audio issues. But yeah, we're on the downhill, guys. So, and that's one thing I would always avoid, is going fast on the downhills. To me, it wasn't really worth it to be speeding on the downhills. I like the uphills because, you know, your car stops a lot faster than it does on the downhill. Kawa, America, let's be friends. Let's bend the whole world together. Demarian, turn the account down. You guys mind explaining that a little more? But yeah, we're going on the downhill from this canyon, and we're Prakash Kane. Hi all, I am in the same group. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the stream, Kawa, Demarian, and Prakash. Welcome to the stream, guys. If you guys are enjoying the stream, feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Air conditioning is causing the wind noise. It's interesting that you guys are still getting that, but I will turn it down. Is it better for you guys? Hopefully it's better. I turned it down. Now it's just coming through the bottom. So yeah, we're coming down the downhill. Perfect. Thank you for letting me know. I really appreciate that, because I don't have another phone to watch my own stream, so I don't know if I'm having audio issues. So thank you for letting me know. Really appreciate that. Demarian, you're awesome. But yeah, we're on the downhill coming from the mountain. He's got an A86 and I'm still in my stock Acura RSX. We're coming down, and I have the genius idea to go around him. I'm gonna pass him because we were being a little reckless that day. Because yeah, we were being a little reckless. So we're both kind of like pushing each other past our limits, and like I'm staying on him. I'm trying to go around him, and he's not letting me, obviously, because it's getting a little competitive. So we're doing that, and we're just being way too reckless for the situation. And what ends up happening, I tried passing him on the inside of a turn because my car was a little faster because he had an A86, guys, and they're not high horsepower cars. They're supposed to be really good for balance, really good for like mountain driving. But you know, back then, nowadays, like I had a much newer car than him. I was able to keep up with him, and I was able to try to pass him. But what ended up happening, guys, I'm trying to pass him inside. So he's going through the turn, and I saw he left a little space. But what I did is I went into the oncoming traffic lane to pass him. Yo, Eric Ramos, this guy was using the N-word earlier. Yo, why you trying to cancel me? I don't do that. Prakash Kane. Hi all, I am in the same group of the day. She is very happy birthday to you. Like to be happy to see you all. The best for your robotic word. Mikey, stop racing. Hey brother, that's what I've always liked to do. I've always been competitive. Now that I'm older, you will see me race, but I do my races a lot more safer, I guess you can say. I don't have any local tracks around me. But what we do is when we do race is we agree. I you know, obviously they're my friends, you know, I'll talk to them. We come up with an agreement on, you know, what road to use. We have people blocking traffic and stuff like that. We do it in the morning. So, you know, and we try to be as safe as possible because we're both trying to go home. It's never that serious for us. We're not throwing tons of money on it. Like we're doing it mostly for fun, guys. So at least now that I'm older, I'm kind of like, I guess, wising up a little bit and not being so reckless. But I'm telling you guys stories from when I was like 18. The first one, I was 18, I know for a fact. But for this story, I'm gonna say I was like 20. So go back to thinking when you were 20, and like some of the things you did when you were 20, some of the mistakes you do, because you do a lot of mistakes when you're younger. But yeah, so we're racing down the hill, and I try to cut him through, and like I have to abort me passing him because I'm coming in way too fast. I braked way too late, so I had to brake hard in the middle of me trying to pass him, and one of my tires goes off the road into the dirt right before crashing into the mountain, guys. And when that happened, I instantly felt that the car was not slowing down. The car was just sliding. I had one tire on the asphalt, one tire on the mountain, on the road, on the dirt road, and I'm coming down fast. So I ended up just slamming on the brakes, and part of me wanted to run the car into the mountain because I'd rather hit the mountain than fly off of the mountain, because you know, you have a better chance of making it out if you just bump to the mountain and slow down rather than just keep sliding straight and going past, flying off the cliff. Not really, but Mikey, oh whoa, I'm missing some. Okay, Prakash Kane, what is happening to you, bro? Nothing, man. I'm just going through some stories, and I hope you guys are enjoying them, because you know they're interesting stories that happened to me when I was younger. Akhil Reddy Mala, a train travels with an average of 100 and covers how much distance and covered. I'm not trying to do that. Mikey 09, why are you trying to go 100 miles plus with stock brakes? I don't know, man. If you're going to talk about the first story, I was 18, so I guess that's just my excuse. I was 18. I was a new driver. I'm not saying, you know, that was like the smart thing to do. Like obviously now I don't do that. I have aftermarket brakes, but I still don't even do that. So you know, I hope you can understand the situation I'm trying to tell you guys. Demarian, suspension and brakes should always be first mods. I agree with you on the brakes. Maybe suspension, I guess it's up for debate. It just depends on the type of driving you do. Maybe for like that type of driving, yeah, you do want to get better suspension. Mia, hey, I'm back. What up? Welcome to the stream. Demarian, young and dumb, we all been there. Yup, and that's just kind of what I'm trying to cover this stream, guys. I'm just letting you know my mistakes. Hopefully somebody in the stream, you know, learns from it. Like I'm just sharing my experiences. I'm not telling you guys to do this stuff or anything. But I hope you guys understand, like, that I'm just covering some of my mistakes, because we all make them, and we can all grow more if we all share them. So you know, I hope you guys are understanding of the situation. And yeah, so what happened, I'm sliding, guys. I'm sliding, and I'm getting scared because it's not stopping. Like, I'm slowing down, and I'm afraid that I'm gonna hit my friend too, because he was like in the lane too. And I was afraid to hit him and push him off the mountain, but I had no control. The car is just sliding at this point. Luckily, you know, God was on my side that day, and once because I slid straight, and then once I hit the asphalt, both tires hit the asphalt, I was able to slow the car down to where I was actually able to do the turn. And luckily nothing happened, but you better believe it that the rest of the way down I was going so slow. Yeah, and then after that, I really learned my lesson with kind of like driving like that and driving reckless in the canyons. And you can, like, now when I go up, like, I'm cruising. Whenever I tell anybody if they want to go with me to the canyons, I'm gonna tell them I'm gonna cruise up there. I'm not gonna drive like that anymore. There's tracks, you know, they might be a little far, but it's worth the drive, and to do that, to pay, and just overall be safer and give yourself a better chance of making it home. Then rather than doing that. I get it, the canyons, it's a really nice drive, but I'd rather do it slow nowadays, guys. So don't grill me too much in the chat, guys, because I'm just sharing my experiences of when I was a younger driver, and I know a lot of people that do that, because I go up the canyons and I'll see young drivers, and I'll see how they're driving, you know. And I've also seen other people almost, you know, fly off the canyons just because they're doing the same thing. They were young, inexperienced drivers, but they I don't know, I guess maybe we all have that inside of us where we all kind of want to prove something. But yeah, I've seen when on my way up there, it wasn't a rare occurrence to go up there and then see a car crashed on the side of the canyon, and then, you know, you just roll your window down, ask them if they're okay, if they need a ride down, and, you know, just help them out, because it could be anybody. So I hope you guys are understanding, chat. And but yeah, that was the second story. Now this story goes back to now this is the story of when I was on my Honda Grom, and this was very recent, guys. I posted a video. I edited that out because I had audio issues that time. My mic was turned off, so the audio was just terrible, and it wasn't that good on video, because so what ended up happening, guys, this was a few months ago. The money cannot buy happiness. It could be anybody. That's true, man. You could just be having a bad day. But yeah, Demarian, I used to drift tail of the Dragon at 1 a.m. until I saw two people you know, crashing on the mountain. 314 turns 12 miles. And that's a popular one, man. I actually have a picture of that on my living room, of the tail of the Dragon. I have a nice portrait of it. I personally, I've never been in there, but I've seen tons of videos of other people doing that, and yeah, it looks like it's a common thing. And it's just, I mean, it comes down to, one, it's not it's not prepped to that. You could be driving up there and be flying through a corner, and then there's a boulder in the middle of the road that fell, you know, and you didn't see it, and now you have to stop your car because there's something unexpected, which is kind of like what's different. You wouldn't see that on the track. They clean the track after every pass, so to prevent stuff like that. But you know, you can get a flat up there, and you can break an axle, lose control of your steering. Your brakes can get too hot for whatever reason. You know, machines malfunction, and it could happen to anybody, even if you're cruising. Really, like if you're coming downhill, like, and your brakes don't work, maybe a line broke. Like, you know, it could happen to anybody. Quinn McLogan, who we fighting? I'm ready to punch. Nobody, man. This is a chill stream, dude. Go out for a run, dude. Get that energy out. Put it into good use. But yeah, that was the second story. Now the third story, guys. This is the last one I have. But let's go, Logan, or Quinn. Let's go, Quinn. This is the third story I have, and this is like happened to me a few months ago, and it was on a motorcycle. Granted, I was not driving as reckless as I made it look in that video. In that video, I kind of like edited to make it look a lot more faster than I was actually going. But I mean, there was portions of it, of the canyon, where I was pushing the Grom to the max, because I wanted to see how the Grom would do, and I wanted to also learn as a driver how to kind of, you know, be a better driver and do stuff like that. Money cannot buy happiness. No warning, and it's not like I was racing and expecting my brakes to overheat, but when they went out, there was absolutely nothing there. So it does happen. Weird enough, I drove crazy for almost 30 years. Never had that, but just driving leisurely through the hills, it happened. And it does, man. Like, you're not the only one. Like, just anything can happen, really. Like, it's a machine. Like, doesn't matter if you take care of it. Like, you see this in like the professional racing where they're spending tons of money on their car. They have a whole team of mechanics dedicated to that car, and stuff still fails. Like, it's gonna happen to anybody. Luckily, money cannot buy happiness. You're here with us, so I'm gonna take it as, you know, you made it out okay. But like that just goes to anybody who is just who drives recklessly. Like, I see a lot of guys that this has been a big thing since 2020, at least here in my area, like in California, where you see people like to cut up in traffic, where they'll go and they're swimming. They call it swimming through traffic, and they're cutting people off, but they're doing it in like real sporty cars. And like, you just like it, to me, that's really dangerous. And I don't really see that as a skilled driver. I see that more as a lucky driver, because you're playing with stuff that you cannot control. You cannot control your car, and you cannot control the other drivers. Any of these drivers, if something fails on their car, you're not going to expect it. Maybe they slam on the brakes for whatever reason. You're not going to expect it. So yeah, man, just try to be as careful, guys. You know, I watch the clips too, so I can't really speak too much on that and like try to put you guys down or anything, tell you guys not to do that. I would just, you know, anybody that's in the stream, anybody that's watching the replay, I just ask that you guys just are safe, you know, just stay safe. And don't put so much faith into your machine, because machines fail. I guess that's just what I'm trying to say. But yeah, back to the Honda Grom story. This happened, I want to say like 3 months ago. So I'm coming down the mountain. It was the same mountain, guys. I guess I don't learn my lesson. Even 10 years later, I still don't learn my lesson. I'm coming down on the downhill portion of the mountain, and I'm curving. I'm riding the bicycle. I'm riding the Grom. I'm trying to learn how to be a better rider on a motorcycle too now. Like, that's kind of been like this thing that I've been trying to work on myself, is work on being a better motorcycle rider, and just get some miles under my belt to where I can feel comfortable and do stuff like that, but maybe at a track. Maybe just try to be a little more competitive on the motorcycle. So that's what I was doing. I was coming on the downhill, and like, with a motorcycle, guys, if you guys don't know this, you lean to turn. You lean. And I'm a taller guy, so I have like larger feet. I have a size 11 foot, and the pegs on my bike, they're already close to the ground. So when I have a habit of keeping my foot underneath the peg, because in a motorcycle, your left foot, you're using it to shift up and down. You're shifting up and down the gears, guy. Swimming, lucky and reckless skilled people wouldn't do that unless they had to. I never heard the term swimming, but I like it. That makes sense for what they're doing. Yeah, I just seen that on YouTube. I didn't make up that term, but I've seen it on YouTube. People call it swimming. I watched the clips, guys. I'm not gonna, you know, it's content, and it's like, you watch it because it's so reckless. But I'm not. I hope I don't come off the hater, guys. But to me, that just seems more like lucky than actually skilled, because you're playing with stuff you can't control, and you can't always do that. One day something might happen. Hopefully it doesn't. But yeah, back to the Grom story. So I'm coming down, and yeah, I'm coming down, and my foot is sticking out, and I'm leaning, guys. And now notice my foot is under the peg because I'm ready to shift. So I'm leaning into the turn, guys, and what ended up happening, my foot rubbed on the asphalt, and it made me buckle. It made me buckle on the bike. I almost went down. Luckily, I'm not saying that it was my skill that saved me. It was luck that I didn't fall. And mind you guys, I probably wouldn't gone off the cliff. I might have, you know, fallen, but still, like, I could have gotten really hurt. And, you know, I had gear, but not a lot of gear to where like you would you know, walk that off like nothing happened. I'm sorry, I don't know how to read your name. Where are you from? In Pakistan. I'm not in Pakistan. I'm in the United States, and I'm in the state of California. But welcome to the chat. And I hope you guys are enjoying these stories, guys, because I'm sharing them with you guys, and I decided to do this stream about that because I wanted to kind of get that out there, because, you know, some people are too reckless, and especially when they're young, and you know, you tell them and they kind of think that you're trying to hold them back. I get that feeling, but it's like not really that, because it's just I've gone through stuff like that, and I've been very lucky and fortunate to make it out of there. With the first time, I kind of dislocated my shoulder, you know, trying to counter steer so like sudden, and that's literally, I'm lucky enough to say that that's the only thing that happened. That nothing happened to my car, nothing happened to me or my friend. Like that would have been devastating for me, you know, if something had happened to my friend, because, you know, he's still a good friend to me through all these years. So I would have been devastated had anything happened to any of us. But, you know, yeah, that's why I wanted to come on here and share these stories and get them out there, because you got to share your L's too. You know, I can sit here and tell you all the times I went up the canyons, nothing happened. You know, I was getting really good, but to me that's not really, like, you know, sending out the right message, because you gotta share your L's, not just share your wins, you know. So chat, I hope you guys are enjoying these stories. But I wanted to also, I covered it earlier in the stream, but it's a little, I heard I had mic issues, so I wanted to talk about the new Acura RSX, guys. Acura released its prototype of the Acura RSX. They said they are releasing it 2026. If you guys have seen it, the pictures I saw of it is a 4-door SUV. Money cannot buy happiness. I'm a motorcycle guy too. What bike you got, man? And you sub? That's awesome, bro. I really appreciate it. And you're in LA. That's awesome. I'm from LA. I was born in LA, but I live in one of the suburbs about, you know, 30 minutes away. I don't really want to say where, because I'm live streaming, guys. I hope you guys can understand that. I'm not trying to gatekeep too much information from you guys. I'm open to you guys. Whatever you guys want to ask me about, like, I'll answer it. But, you know, just I don't want to get too local with my location. But yeah, the new Acura RSX is an EV, 4-door SUV. That's what I saw. And the one I saw was yellow. And it looks like an EV car. Like, I feel like EVs have this look to them where they're trying to make them look futuristic. But I don't know. I'm not really that impressed with it. I wish Acura probably would have just renamed it something else. since I own two Acura RSX of the old generation. I have a 2004 and a 2005. And there's sports cars. Obviously they're Hondas. They're not like big V8 sports cars, but they're sports cars for their class. They're sports cars. But this new Acura RSX EV, it's a family car, and it's a family commuter because it's an EV. I didn't see any announcement on like power, like what the power is gonna be or anything, but to me it looks just like a regular commuter. Nothing wrong with it. I just wish Acura would have kept its name on an Acura RSX, being at least a luxury car, maybe like something like the TSX. The TSX is nice, or no, it's not the TSX, it's a TLX that they came out with. But yeah, I just wish Acura would have done something like that, because this new RSX that they came out with, I'm not a big fan of it, guys. But it is what it is. It comes out next year, Acura said. The color I saw was like yellow, and it's like that Honda yellow. I'm sure you guys know of it, like the old Type R, the old Integra Type R came out in it. The S2000 came out in it, and it looks like that's the yellow they're using for that. But it's an EV SUV 4-door, so not really the sports car it once was, but Acura is re-releasing it. Money cannot buy happiness. No, it's good to be discreet a little bit. People are creepy, dude. Smart. Yeah, I'm glad you understand. I just, like, with stuff like that, like, I'll share it, and if you've watched some of my videos, you could probably find out like where, because in my videos I'll talk about it, but not in my live streams, for safety reasons. Damn, there's a new RSX. That's crazy. I didn't even hear about that, and I'm a total car guy. I just heard about it yesterday, man. It's like an SUV, like kind of like the NDX and stuff, only they're bringing it and they're making it EV. Interesting that Acura would do that. I don't think they released the horsepower or the price of it, but it's an EV, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it's automatic, probably not manual, because it's an EV SUV. It's a total family car, and from what I saw, but I guess the Acura RSX is coming back. And yeah, so check it out. It's something else. I'm kind of lost for words on it. I guess I'm a little disappointed. But the future is an EV. Are your RSX manual? My Type S is, but my daily, which is a base model, I got it in automatic just because I'm a lazy driver, but also I wanted to experience both. I wanted to have a Type S and then have an automatic, and honestly I'm very happy with both. The automatic does a great job for just getting me around in a more comfortable way, and the Type S is more sporty. If you've seen any of my channels, I got a lot of stuff done to it. It's a fun car to drive, and it's fun because it's manual. I'm your daddy. Hello. I'm sorry, I don't know how to read that, but hello, welcome to the stream. I do have a manual driving option if you want to hop in it and try it. Yo, here we go with the trolls, man. I'm gonna have to pass on the ride. I'd rather walk, buddy, but thanks for the offer. I'm sure somebody would take you up on it, but that somebody ain't gonna be me. But hey, I'm all for it. If you guys want to try and troll me, it's funny, man. I myself like to do stuff like that, but yo, raw impact dude looks like he is stuck in the 2000s with that chain. My chain, it probably is from around the 2000s. I personally didn't buy my chain. My dad bought it for me when I was a kid, and I still wear it to this day. I think it's a nice chain, but yeah, it is outdated in the style of the chain, but my dad bought it for me, so I'm gonna rock it. So I don't know what to tell you, man. I guess I am. And yeah, Malhurt Entertainment, hello bro, what up? Raw impact, you get it from the mall or what? I don't think so. I think my dad got it at a jewelry store back then. But hey, man, it's bro, just close the window. Are you guys still getting like AC noise? Is that what that comment is? Let me know, chat. because I'm always trying to fix the audio. I'm wearing a mic today, guys, so I hope that would fix it, but I guess not. So let me, all right. But yeah, guys, we're actually nearing the end of the stream. I'm gonna have to cut it a little short, guys, just because I have to get back to what I was doing. But next week, guys, there will be a stream next Friday. I'm your daddy. I expect you there. Come up with another troll comment. They're always fun to see. They're fun. But yeah, next week I'll be streaming in the afternoon. I try to do an hour, maybe a little longer. But yeah, my stream will be back next week in the afternoon, guys. I won't be streaming at noon anymore. Just I have to change things up. But I will be coming in for live streaming later. So if you guys are enjoying this live stream, please leave a like, subscribe, do all the free stuff, spam the emotes, do what you guys got to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the 3 stories I talked about. I hope you guys look up the new Acura RSX and comment, go back on the replay and comment. Let me know what you guys think of it. Personally, like I said, I'm not too fond of it. I think they should have named it something else, but it is what it is. I have no say in that, obviously, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the stream. Peace out, guys. Have a good weekend. Be safe. If you guys go to the canyons, drive safe, drive within your comfort zone. Don't push it. You're not going to impress anybody. Ride for yourself, and peace.